It's time for Let's Chat with Tech, a podcast dedicated to helping entrepreneurs just like you. When starting out, entrepreneurs often feel they need to go it alone, and I'm here to tell you that's just not the case. Entrepreneurs have a lot of questions, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Nick Russell, and this is Let's Chat with Tech. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Chat with Tech. My name is Nick Russell, and let's get a little serious this week. This week, I want to talk about a very sensitive subject and something I don't talk about very often. Definitely not online anyways. I want to talk about my mental health, some of the struggles that I've gone through, and things that I've done to kind of help me as an entrepreneur move past that and get things done. So for me, I never really understood what depression was and what anxiety was, but I kind of really want to focus on my depression. And that kind of all stems to me being a very young kid. Now, as a young kid back in, well, I would just say quite some time ago, but back in grade school, I was bullied and beat up pretty much every single day. I was this skinny, nerdy little kid long before being nerdy was cool. And I was picked on very, very often. And it got so bad, I got to, I think it was grade 6, when my parents finally had enough and they moved me to a separate school, a different school. And unfortunately, after that school closed down after 2 years, and I spent my grade 8 year at a different school. But to the point was, I was bullied so bad that I ended up having to get moved. Now, because of that, that really sheltered me. I was really shy, really afraid to speak up, to say anything to anybody. I would get into a large group and I was that kid sitting timid in the corner, afraid to say anything because I didn't want to be made fun of for anything. And that kind of all got bottled together because back then, you're a man, you're a guy, suck it up, deal with it. Those were the things that we were taught growing up. And we're not supposed to cry. We're supposed to keep all that inside. And the more that that I kept that in, the more it festered, the worse things got. And I can remember one instance where it completely shut me down. Now, this was just before I started the business, kind of the tail end of my career. Things were getting really bad at home. Things were getting really bad with my ex-wife, who we're friends now, but at the time things were getting bad. And after that, I went into a very deep, dark depression where even as we got to the Christmas season, I sheltered myself in my room. I locked my room. I stayed there, refused to see family, refused to get out, and I did nothing. I couldn't physically get out of bed. My depression was so bad. And then fast forward a little bit later, things kind of got a little bad and a little dark when I started my business as well. And it got to this point where, again, things got so bad and I sheltered myself in my room. My depression and anxiety were just at the worst levels they could be at, and things shut down. I neglected clients, I neglected my work, neglected my business, and it took me a while to get things rolling again. And it wasn't until I started to see somebody and work these issues out that side started to get better. But the imposter syndrome also came with that, and it came in droves. And one of the things that, I mean, aside from talking to somebody and getting that professional help that I needed, One of the things that really helped me, oddly enough, was the Todoist app. Now, as an entrepreneur and a business owner and somebody that's always on the go that has a million balls to juggle, that's where having a system in place to stay organized and keep you on track really helps. And I've noticed that in the past few years now, the more that I tweak and upgrade and use Todoist to um, help with the flow of things, things have gotten a lot better and a lot easier. And the way I do that is I set things up in different projects. So I have a project for the company. In there, I have sub projects that have what they call boards, which is kind of headlines with tasks underneath each. And then I have a project for clients, and each client has their own sub project with different subtitles and all the tasks that go on with that, whether it be daily tasks, weekly tasks, monthly, yearly, random, whatever the case may be. Or if there's a specific project I'm working on, like a lead magnet funnel, an ad campaign, all of those things have sub projects within that client project. Everything has its spot, everything is organized, and there's due dates, reminders, and it keeps you on track. So, God forbid anything ever happens and I get into a deep, dark depression, or God forbid anything happens where I physically can't work, I could take this Todoist and everything that needs to be done is documented. It's all the resources, all the tools are written down in these projects, and I could hand that off to anybody. So if I hire a new team member tomorrow and I want them to do all of my work for me, it's nice and easy and it's kept perfectly in Todoist. The files are, it's shown where you can get the files, it's shown where you can get resources, tools, client information, contact information, everything is there. So God forbid that ever happens to anybody else and you get into one of those spots where you need to do something like that and hand it over. But just for yourself and your reassurance and knowing that things are organized and there's a tool that kind of keeps you going and keeps you on the ball every day, every week, every month, that to me is a game changer and something every entrepreneur should at least try. If it's not Todoist, I can't think of Trello. I think is another one that's kind of close. There are a few other different tools, but for me, an all-encompassing tool and Todoist is hands down the best thing, and it's what saved my business. So if that's something that you want and something that can help you in your business, stay tuned. I'm going to give you a time study for free that's going to help you identify where your time spent. I'm also going to give you 2 months of Todoist for free, the pro version, so you can see how beneficial that is to your business. So just stay tuned to the clip after that. And I know this was a short podcast, a little hard for me to put out there, but I wanted to get that out there to show you the struggles I went through and continue to go through as an entrepreneur. And one of the big tools that helped me get past a lot of that and continue to move that ball forward. So anyways, hope you got a little bit out of this podcast, and I can't wait to chat with you again next week. Hold up one quick second. Now, you've heard me talk about becoming more productive, and I want to help you with that. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to give you 2 of my favorite tools, 2 of the things that I use all the time to help you become more productive. The first thing will be the first step in becoming more productive and finding out how you could arrange your schedule, how you could better use your time. And that's a time study. All you have to do is click the link below, fill out the form, and that time study is yours completely free. That's 2 full weeks, that's 14 days where you track everything you do from the time you get up to the time you go to bed. and you can see exactly where your time is going. After the 2 weeks, there's an area where you could score yourself on where were you productive, where did you take time for yourself, where did you have dinner. You can plot all of that out so you can see where you're productive and where you're not. From there, you can adjust your schedule, your to-do list, your time blocking, whatever it is, you can make adjustments to become more productive. Now, the second tool is something that basically runs my life, both business and personal, and that's Todoist. Now, Todoist is a free app. You can download it in the App Store. You can get it on your computer, your phone, your tablet. It's free. But if you get Todoist Premium, there are far more features that can help you take your productivity to the next level. And what I want to do is I want to give you 2 months absolutely free so you can see how awesome Todoist is and what the benefits are to having the premium side of Todoist. So again, if you click the link below, if you go to rustechmedia.com/time-study, if you click the button, whatever you do, as long as you head to rustechmedia.com/time-study, I'll give you a time study absolutely free. I'll deliver it right to your inbox. After you get that, you'll be redirected to a page, and all you have to do is click the button, and Todoist Premium is yours for free for the next 2 months. Hopefully this takes your productivity to the next level and changes your life. Thanks for listening, and I can't wait to chat with you again next week.